So you're thinking about booking a cruise, or you've just booked your first cruise and you have no idea where to start. You've come to the right place. Today we're going to give you 8 tips for first-time cruisers that we wish we would have known before we went on our first cruise. If you are a seasoned cruiser, stick around because we're also going to give you a tip that maybe you don't know about. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, John here from Byte Size Cruises. Today we are talking all about first-time cruisers. Remember, if you can go all the way back to the first time you decided to go on a cruise, or maybe you have never actually been on a cruise before. If you are brand new to cruising, maybe you're thinking about booking or you've just booked a cruise, you have absolutely come to the right place. We are going to give you a bunch of helpful tips that will help you navigate through this amazing cruise vacation. Tip number 1, packing. Packing for a cruise is unlike packing for any other vacation. Here's the deal. We have a few tips here. 1, don't overpack. Resist the urge to bring too much on your cruise. Here's the thing, when you go on one of these amazing cruise vacations, most of the day you're going to spend by the pool or relaxing or just hanging out. So you don't need a ton of clothes for your day. You might need a bathing suit. You might need a cover-up. You might need shorts if you're a guy. You might need a t-shirt. If you're just hanging out around the pool all day, you're not going to need a lot. You're going to be drinking fun drinks and enjoying the day. At night, you're going to need something else to wear. It doesn't have to be overly extravagant. You don't need to bring 7 pairs of pants. You don't need to bring a bunch of different outfits, and we're going to go through each of these a little bit in detail for you. Also, if you are a compulsive overpacker, remember there are some things that can help you. You can watch a bunch of videos on whether it's better to fold or to roll or to use packing cubes. I love packing cubes. I think they work great. Also, don't forget about different theme nights. Try to coordinate these theme nights, if you're interested in dressing up for them, with what you would normally wear anyway. So that would mean if you're going out to dinner, feel confident if it's white night that you could wear your fancy white outfit to dinner and not go out to dinner with something and then have to go back to your room and change it to white night. The caveat here is if you're wearing something wild and wacky for 70s night or 80s night or something like that, you may not feel super comfortable. I think you should, because it's good to show that you're weird on a cruise, because we're all weird and everybody loves it. So don't overpack, don't overthink it. There are several theme nights. There are also several formal nights if you're on a 7-day cruise. Generally speaking, night 2 and night 6 are kind of dress your best night. Doesn't mean you have to wear a tux or a suit. It just means if you are one of those people that enjoys dressing up, you can certainly do that. There is no onus to do that. You can just wear a nice button-down shirt, a nice cocktail dress, a sundress, something that makes you shine or feel good about yourself. So don't overthink it again with your packing. You don't need to go overboard. You need basically enough outfits for your 7 days. Don't think about bringing 3 or 4 outfits a day. What you're going to find is by the end of your first cruise, you're going to look at your luggage and say, I didn't need half of this. So the rule of thumb when you're packing for your first cruise is lay out all the clothes that you would normally think about packing when you were going away or going on a vacation, and then try to cut it in half. I know that's difficult, but try your best and see what you can do. You will thank us when you get back. Also, just another tip, since you are going on a cruise ship and you may be going out of the country or to different places, please make sure you pack a few things in your luggage or your carry-on that you may need, like chargers for your phone, sunscreen, prescription medicines, things like that. Even if you are thinking about packing like Advil and those type of things, pack those. They could be very expensive on board the ship. If you need them, better just to have those things and not have to worry about it. Number 2, before you book your cruise or right after, make sure you have budgeted everything that you are going to have to pay for. One of the things that I love about cruising is it's a little bit closer to all-inclusive than most land vacations. Just for instance, if you were thinking about going to Disney, you are going to have to book your hotels, you're going to have to book your park passes. Then once you get there, you have to worry about food, you have to worry about transportation, all of those different things, and your budget starts to grow and grow and grow. On a cruise, Most of that is taken in account when you book it, but just think about some things ahead of time so that you have the entire pricing encompassed in your budget. One thing, gratuities are something to think about. Every day on your cruise, you will accumulate gratuities. For some cruise lines, they're $12, some of them are $14 per day per person. These gratuities go to the people that clean up your room. They go to some of the other staff around the ship, like the maitre d' or your waiters at the restaurants, so you don't have to additionally tip them unless you want to. You can also pay these ahead of time, but just remember to keep those in mind. Also keep in mind, you may get some onboard credit on your cruise. If you book at a certain time of the year or get a certain promotion, there may be some money waiting for you. You can use that for different excursions and different drink packages. And then think about the things that you may or may not need, like specialty dining. Are you a foodie? Do you want to go above and beyond that standard like dining room food and the buffet? Or do you need a drink package? Are you really going to go for that 15 drinks a day that you can maximize out on your drink package? Keep those things in mind when you are planning so that you have your entire budget planned out ahead of time. We'll do a whole nother video just on budget for first-time cruisers, so watch out for that and we'll take care of you there. Number 3, embrace the muster drill. As soon as you get on the cruise ship, everyone is going to tell you to take your key card or go by yourself, depending on what cruise line you're on, and get to your muster station. It is on your key card. It will show you like A7 or whatever. If you don't have your card yet and you just have the app or your paperwork, it will also be on there. In any version of those, it will tell you exactly where to go. When you get on the ship, treat it like something that has to be done immediately because it should be. Some cruise lines at some point will stop serving alcohol if you haven't checked in yet at your muster station, and you will hear announcements all day on day one for people to go to the muster drill because they need everyone to do that before the ship sets sail. Sometimes even that doesn't happen and they have to do it the next day, and it's just annoying and it's something that's going to hang over your head. So as soon as you get on the ship, just ask someone quickly, hey, how do I get to this place? You go there, it literally takes 2 seconds. They're gonna scan your card or your app or your paperwork, and you will be done with that for the rest of the cruise. You will get important information about where to go in the event of an emergency, and then you can go, relax, and enjoy your cruise. Number 4, as soon as you book your cruise or shortly thereafter, download the ship's app. I think what you're gonna find is the apps now, while they're not spectacular, there is a ton of information in there. You're going to find all information about the deck. All the deck plans are in there. The excursions are going to be in there. Your drink packages, your dining packages, all the fun things that you can do on board the ship are going to be in there. And you can also check in with the app. It's the easiest way to check in. When that day comes for check-in, you just pop in there. You're going to put in your passport information. You're going to take your picture. You're going to put your credit card information in there, and then you are set for your cruise. So as quickly as you can after you book, download the ship's app and really get comfortable and familiar with it. When you get on the ship itself, that app is going to transform into your daily schedule. Some of them are really great. You can order drinks and have them delivered to right where you are. Some of them you can reserve things like shows and dining. Some of them are going to give you all of the day's activities and you can save them and get reminders. It's just a great thing to get used to, and it's something you're going to want to have with you at all times. Tip number 5, how to book excursions. So as you're new to cruising, excursions are things that you could do at each of the ports that you're going to, and even sometimes things that you could do on the ship, like a ship tour. So when you get your cruise booked, you can download the app, or you can go to the website, log in using your reservation number, or create a login at each of the cruise lines, whatever cruise line you are booked with, and you can start to look at and book excursions. Rule of thumb for me is book them as far out as humanly possible. Excursions do sell out. They didn't used to sell out, and now they do. There's also a, should I do this myself, or should I book it with the cruise line, or should I book through a third party? So this is really going to depend on where you're going and what your level of adventure is. If you are going to, say, an American city like Boston, you could certainly do a bunch of research ahead of time, It's an easily walkable city. There are tons of things for you to do there. Even a Canadian city like Halifax, you could probably just get out, wander around, and do a bunch of amazing things. Grab a cab, an Uber, or a Lyft, and go places. If you are going to other places like Cozumel or Costa Maya, you may want to book an excursion because it may not be safe just to wander off on your own. You don't speak the language of the locals, and it just might get a little more confusing for you. Also, the difference between booking a excursion with the cruise line and using somebody else like Viator or Resort for a Day or any of these companies, the cruise lines will tell you they guarantee you will get back to the ship on time. While I would say all of those other ones, all the reputable ones, even Viator, Resort for a Day, they will make sure you get back to the cruise ship on time as well. However, the cruise line's giving you a guarantee. That guarantee is not necessarily that you're going to get back to the ship on time. It's that they will get you back to the ship. The ship may leave if you're going to be 2 or 3 hours late if something happens, but the cruise line will fly you to the next stop. I think that's really valuable. However, here's the difference between, say, a Viator and the cruise line ones. If you book something through the cruise line, say you're doing a Mayan ruin one, there might be 40 or 50 people in the cruise line one. You're going to take a bus to wherever you're going, and you're going to take a bus back, obviously. But remember, when you book an excursion with 40 or 50 people, you're kind of at the mercy of the slowest person on your tour. So if you have people that wander off or that keep taking bathroom breaks, you may not get to see all the things that you want to see. If you use a company like Viator or Resort for a Day, some things like that, they're going to be smaller groups. It might be 15 people, and there are even some 4 or 6 person groups. And I think sometimes those are much nicer experiences. However, you can choose your level of what you think is going to be safe for you to get back to the ship on time. Also, look for early bird deals on your excursions. And if you do wait till the last minute, there might be some last minute deals, but in my experience, it's not worth waiting till the last minute. Also, before you get on the ship, if there are any places that you want to go, download the maps. So download maps and little things to do in those areas on your phone or your whatever device you're using so that you don't rack up roaming charges if you are out of the country or somewhere where you don't have great cell service. Number 6, probably my favorite tip of all, don't over plan. What you want to think about when you're going on a cruise is reserving must-do events. So shows, dining, spa treatments if that's what you're into. Reserve those, get those locked down. Those are the things that are going to be your like 1 or 2 can't miss things of the day. And then just leave yourself a bunch of white space because there's going to be so many fun things that you find out about on board. And there's just going to be great periods of relaxation. There's nothing better than being on a cruise, getting up early, going grab some coffee, enjoying the pool deck for a while, and then going back to your cabin and taking a delightful 2-hour nap. Especially if you're in an interior cabin where there's no light, it's perfectly dark, and you're just catching up on some sleep and relaxing. Vacation should be both, should be really fun, really adventurous, and get some relaxation in there as well. So don't over plan, just enjoy yourself and let the day come to you. Also, you're gonna find a bunch of things in your daily planner. You might figure out, hey, there is trivia at 3 o'clock. I have all these different things planned and I really would like to just go to trivia or go to the piano bar or do something else, but then you overplanned it and you may feel guilty about not going. There are tons of things. You will always find something to do or just relax. Tip number 7, your health and well-being on a cruise. Everyone that goes on their first cruise is worried about seasickness. I definitely get seasick on small boats and different ships. I've been on 80 some cruises at this point. I've had less than 7 bad days of being seasick on any cruises at all. But look, be prepared. You can get the little wristbands. I wear those. I don't know if they work or not. They work in my brain. That's all that really matters. You can bring medicine over the counter like meclizine, which is going to help you if you get nauseous. There are a ton of different other options like prescription medicines like the scopolamine patch that you can use. People really think that does well. You're really technically not supposed to drink while you have that, so that might not be the best combo for you, but people swear by it, so check that out. Ginger candies, green apples, bring whatever it takes for you to feel comfortable and be happy. I think another big thing with being seasick is stay extremely well hydrated. If you stay hydrated, It helps you a lot from becoming seasick, as well as eating small meals throughout the day, so you're not walking around dehydrated and on an empty stomach. Also, if you feel like you need to get out and move around a little bit because you're eating so much on the cruise, totally fine. There is a fitness center, there are walking tracks, there are plenty of things that you could do. Don't take the elevators, walk up and down the stairs. The elevators are gross anyway. There's 50 people smashed into the elevator at all times. So use the steps, use all those fun things to kind of counteract with your health and well-being. Last tip for our newbies is make friends. What you're gonna find here when you go on your first cruise is that cruising is super addictive. You're gonna meet amazing people. You're gonna find friends for life. You're gonna find a bunch of other people that are out having an amazing time, that love cruising. They're gonna show you where to go. They're gonna tell you all the fun things to do. You're gonna jump in on deck parties, theme parties, trivia nights, cooking demonstrations, all types of fun things. Also, don't be afraid to interact with the crew. Ask the crew members, hey, what's a fun thing on this ship that a lot of people don't do or don't know about? And they will give you amazing tips. Also, you'll see people with ducks that are exchanging pins, lanyards, souvenirs, other things. It's so much fun to go on a cruise and meet all the fun people who are addicted to cruising like we are. So go check it out and have an amazing time on your cruise. As we promised, we do have one tip in here for seasoned cruisers, and that tip is to take advantage of repositioning cruises. If you don't know what a repositioning cruise is, it's when a cruise ship is going from, say, Europe at the end of the season to Miami to start the winter season. Jump on that cruise. Those cruises are generally less expensive than your standard cruises because it's not a cruise they're taking 10 or 15 times. It's strictly a one-shot cruise. There are a ton of other ones too. A ship might be going from Miami to New York for the season, or it might be going from Port Canaveral to Boston. It might be doing half of a really cool adventure, maybe going from Florida through the Panama Canal all the way to Seattle for Alaska season. You can find some really great deals and some really interesting itineraries. Keep an eye out for those. Those are our tips for brand new cruisers. If you are an experienced cruiser, feel free to drop one of your favorite tips below. If you are a brand new cruiser and you have any questions at all about cruising, feel free to comment or email me at jp@bytesizecruises.com. We are here and we are happy to help. Thanks so much for watching. Happy cruising, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.